Jason sat in his truck at 11:43 p.m., staring at his phone screen. His checking account showed $127,000. 3 years ago, that same account had $2,100 and a stack of overdraft notices in his glove box. He still drove the same beat-up 2016 F-150, still lived in the same house that needed paint, still wore the same Carhartt work pants with the frayed cuffs. His neighbors probably thought he was struggling. His co-workers definitely did. That misunderstanding had made him financially free, and it started with a janitor who changed everything. October 2022. Jason, 38, construction supervisor in Pittsburgh, was sitting in his truck after a parent-teacher conference at Millvale Elementary. His son was doing fine in 4th grade. Jason was not doing fine anywhere else. He made $58,000 a year, worked 50-hour weeks, and had less than $3,000 in savings. He was exhausted, he was angry, and he was about to meet a man who would prove that everything he believed about money was backwards. Carl walked across the parking lot pushing a cleaning cart. Navy coveralls, probably early 60s, the night janitor Jason had seen around for years. They'd exchanged nods before, nothing more. "Long night?" Carl asked, noticing Jason hadn't moved in 20 minutes. "Just wondering why I work this hard and have nothing," Jason said, immediately regretting oversharing with a stranger. Carl leaned against the truck bed. "I know that feeling. I've cleaned this school for 30 years. Never made more than $32,000 in any of those years." Jason felt worse. Here he was complaining to a guy making half his salary. Then Carl said something that made no sense. "I just paid off my 4th rental property last month. Small duplex over in Lawrenceville." Jason's brain stopped. "You own 4 rental properties?" "4 rentals plus my house, paid off in 2011. Got about $340,000 in index funds, too." Carl said it like he was describing his lunch. "Your boy's got Mrs. Henderson, right? She's good with the tough kids." "Wait, hold on." Jason did quick math in his head. "You're worth over $1 million on $32,000 a year?" Carl smiled. "Want to know the secret? You look like you make $58,000. I look like I make $20,000. That gap right there, that's where wealth hides." Strategy 1. Drive the invisible car. 3 days later, they met at Tessero's, a local diner in Bloomfield. Carl pulled up in a 2008 Honda Accord with 240,000 miles on it. Clean, maintained, completely invisible. The kind of car you'd never notice in any parking lot. "This thing saves me about $650 a month compared to what most people drive," Carl explained as they sat down. "No payment. Insurance runs me $75 monthly. I do oil changes myself. That's $650. Goes straight into investments. Every month, for the last 17 years, Jason calculated silently. $650 times 12 months times 17 years. That's $132,600 before any investment growth, just from driving an invisible car. Jason's truck payment was $520. Insurance was $185. That was $705 monthly for something that lost value every year. He'd bought it because it looked right parked in his driveway. That was the problem. Strategy 2. Master the 48-hour rule. "I changed my entire financial life with one simple rule in my mid-30s, Carl continued. "If I want to buy anything over $50, I wait 48 hours, not because I can't afford it, just to see if I still want it Thursday if I wanted it Tuesday." He pulled out his phone and showed Jason a simple notes app. There was a running list with timestamps. "See this DeWalt combo kit? Really wanted it on Monday. It's Wednesday now. Don't care anymore. Just saved $220. About 70% of the things I think I need just vanish from my mind after 2 days. That's not willpower, that's just how our brains work. But most people never wait to find out. They're buying Tuesday things they won't care about Thursday." Strategy 3. Become a ghost investor. Carl leaned forward. "Here's a critical one. Do your co-workers know you invest money?" "Yeah, we talk about our 401ks sometimes at lunch." "Stop immediately." Carl's tone shifted. "The second people know you're building wealth, they start watching everything you spend. They notice when you say no to things. They make comments. They apply pressure. Investing requires invisibility." Carl had been putting $550 a month into index funds for years. Nobody at work knew. They assumed he lived paycheck to paycheck. He never corrected that assumption. While they're financing boats and side-by-sides, I'm buying my freedom. Let them think what they see. Strategy 4. Shop like you're broke. Carl's jacket came from Goodwill. Cost him $8. His Red Wing boots were bought on clearance 6 years ago for $140. Still going strong. I buy groceries at Save-A-Lot, sometimes Aldi if I'm feeling fancy, he said, grinning. My grocery cart has the same food as someone shopping at Giant Eagle, just costs $280 less per month. Jason had read somewhere that most wealth gaps between people earning similar incomes come down to spending patterns, not salary differences. Carl was living proof. People get rich by spending like they're broke. People stay broke by spending like they're rich. It's that simple and that hard. Strategy 5. The $20 productivity test. I'll spend money on anything that genuinely saves me time I can convert to value, Carl explained. I bought a pressure washer for $190 because it cuts my rental maintenance time in half. That's time I can use to work a side gig or just rest so I don't burn out. But he wouldn't buy premium coffee. A $4 latte doesn't create any value. It's just $4 leaving my account. Every potential purchase faced one question. Does this generate time or energy I can convert into something valuable? No flowery justifications. No rationalizations. If the answer was no, he didn't buy it. Strategy 6. Live in the forgotten zip code. Carl's house was in Carrick, a solid working-class neighborhood that nobody bragged about living in. He bought it in 2003 for $87,000. Comparable homes in trendier neighborhoods were running $240,000 or more. That $153,000 difference isn't trapped in my walls paying me nothing, Carl said. It's in accounts generating actual returns. My neighbors are good people. My commute is 14 minutes. Why would I pay an extra $150,000 to impress people at parties I don't even enjoy? Jason lived in a respectable neighborhood. Not fancy, just respectable. He was realizing respectable was expensive. What was he paying for? The right to tell people where he lived? But the most counterintuitive strategy Carl taught Jason, it actually required spending more money in one specific area, and it completely contradicted everything Jason thought he knew about frugality. Strategy 7. The Whisper Wealth Philosophy. I've never posted a vacation photo online, Carl said. Never mentioned an investment win. Never told anyone except my wife about our actual net worth. Not because I'm paranoid, because attention is expensive. He'd watched co-workers get raises and immediately announce it. Within 6 months, they were broke again. New truck, bigger house, better vacations. Income went up, but wealth stayed flat. Success that everyone knows about costs money to maintain. Success nobody knows about costs nothing and compounds forever. Strategy 8. Practice selective cheapness. This was where Carl spent money. Quality work boots that lasted years. Proper maintenance on rental properties. A $35 gym membership because health problems were far more expensive than prevention. I'm extremely cheap about things other people can see. I invest heavily in things that generate actual returns. His buddy bought a $62,000 truck to signal success. Carl used that same $62,000 as down payments on 3 rental properties between 2015 and 2019. Today, the truck was worth maybe $38,000. The properties were worth $285,000 combined and generating $2,100 monthly in rent. Looking rich keeps you broke. Being rich keeps you quiet. Strategy 9. The Camouflage Career. People see these coveralls and assume I don't know anything about money, Carl finished. That assumption is pure gold. Nobody asks me for loans. Nobody expects me to pick up checks. Nobody questions why I'm not buying new stuff. My job is my camouflage. It protects my wealth by lowering everyone's expectations. Jason had been doing the opposite, trying to look more successful as he climbed into management. Nicer boots, better truck. It was bleeding him dry. The richest people I know look the most ordinary, and the most ordinary-looking people I know are often building empires nobody can see. 3 years passed. Jason drove the same truck, now paid off, lived in the same house, aggressively paying extra on the mortgage, shopped at the same discount stores, wore the same worn-out work clothes. His friends thought he was cheap, maybe even struggling. Some probably felt sorry for him. His brokerage account held $79,000 in index funds. He'd paid an extra $48,000 toward his mortgage, building real equity. His savings account had $53,000 in cash reserves. Total net worth increase, $180,000 in 3 years. He looked exactly the same to everyone around him, exactly as broke as he'd always looked. That was the entire point. The secret wasn't complicated. It was just inverted. Stop trying to look successful. Start trying to look ordinary. Stop signaling wealth. Start building it. Stop announcing progress. Start making it. The richest man Jason ever met pushed a mop at an elementary school, drove a 17-year-old Honda, and built a fortune nobody suspected existed. Getting rich while looking broke isn't about sacrifice, it's about invisibility. It's about understanding that every dollar you spend to look wealthy is a dollar you can't use to become wealthy. And it's about realizing that the opinions of people who judge you by your truck don't matter. The balance in your account does. Which of these 9 strategies would hurt the most to actually follow? Not which one sounds smart, which one would genuinely sting to implement. Type just the number and one word, why. Sometimes the hardest strategy is the one you need most.